Oh boy, we had a lot of good times. OSE always brings back good memories. Annual meetings. Probably one of the best times we had at an annual meeting was when we were in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We had just a great annual meeting. Had a good time. Got to network and meet a lot of new people we hadn't really got close to before, and that was an opportunity to do that. Certainly, all of the annual meetings we have here in state are always fun. The social events that OSE has are fun. I mean, our job is to make our members happy and keep them wanting to keep paying their dues. So when we get away and can do it without our members, we can have a pretty good time. And that's what OSE has been important for. Well, I think the biggest thing is with the work I've been doing for the past 35 years or so, is that you get a satisfaction of putting together a program, putting together a project, an activity that people helps their bottom line. You know, they not only can see that they can have some fun doing some of those activities, but they also can improve what they're doing for their particular job, in my case, CPAs. I guess probably in this organization, Retha Dugan, who was the third president of this organization, I took her place for the Oklahoma Society of CPAs. She was the association executive there. And she certainly had a big influence on me as an association manager. Some of the other people probably I could think of that were definitely pushers to get me more involved. Pat Hall, Lee Nichols, Bob Berry. Pat Hall, in fact, I believe the year that I was going to be taking the CAE exam, it was all because of Pat. He was a member of ASAE's board, and he just told the people at ASAE, send Daryl Hill an application. He's going to be taking the CAE exam. Well, I did take the CAE exam, but it was because of Pat Hall. I probably might not have taken it if it hadn't been for Pat to do that. You know, I can remember an annual meeting we had out at Grand Lake was the same. It was a year that O.J. Simpson had his problem. I can remember that distinctly because many people didn't go down to the reception. They were glued to the TV watching what was going on with O.J. Simpson. That was one thing that kind of sticks in my mind. All the golf outings we had we always have at annual meetings, and they've always been fun. Sometimes the beer carts are around there quite often, and maybe too much, but people have a good time. When it's 102 degrees in the heat in July, you got to have a cold one. Get involved and go to luncheons, network. That's the best opportunity to have to network with your peers, is at these OSE functions. I mean, sure, you might run into one of your colleagues out at the Capitol or here and there, but you don't get to know them very well until you can socialize with them and network with them. So I would say get involved. I'd also maybe tell those new association execs that if they've got some staff that are up-and-comers, they ought to try to get them involved with OSA as well. When it comes to the old guys like me, the old guys and gals, I'd say probably the best advice I could say was stay involved, as much as you can. Stay involved and keep your staff involved. That's the best way to network and the best way to keep those friendships going. For me, it was just a big accomplishment, to take that exam and pass it, and it's something that I'm real proud of. And the group that we took it together, we had studied together and had a good time doing that, and I'm certain there's lots of fond memories about that as well. But being a CAE is probably not one of those things that's going to make any more money necessarily. But in my mind, it was an accomplishment that was a goal I wanted to have after I was kind of spurred into it by Pat Hall. But it was one of those that I was so proud to get that designation, and I was also very proud to continue to put that on my letterhead and so on. Like I said, it doesn't give you a whole lot of money. Your board isn't really that big a deal for them, but it is for me. Certainly, in 50 years, they've continued the same organization. It's the same type of people that are a part of it, which are the association execs, whether it's a big association, a small association, or whatever type of non-for-profit, a 501c3, a 501c6. I mean, it just is an organization that needs to keep going. They've done it for 50 years. There's no reason why they can't continue to do it for another 50 years. And the reason why I hope that it does continue is kind of the things I've already alluded to, is it's just such a good organization to be able to network and to be able to talk with other people that are in your same type of business and have your same types of problems and concerns and so on. So I just hope that they can keep it going. And the best way to do that is just keep the young people active, keep them going in the leadership positions, and make sure that it keeps going.